Why are we looking at me? Am I saying it?
You're starting us off, Megan.
Okay. Welcome to the Truthzilla Bonus episode.
Bonus.
Bonus.
What are we bonusing this week, Scott?
Oh my God. Okay, so I was listening to the wonderful Charlie Robinson, right? And his podcast Macroaggressions. If you guys haven't checked it out, you got to check it out.
Definitely.
And in his intro credits, he's got this hilarious little. It's one of the best intro theme music credits out there, right? And in one of them, there's a little clip, and I was like, God, I wonder what that's from. So I researched it, and I found this little gem. So we're gonna watch it all, listen to it all together right here. So this is what a democratic
brand new for me.
Yeah, this is what a Democratic Socialist convention is like.
First of all, James Jackson, Sacramento, he, him. I just want to say, can we please keep the chatter to a minimum? I'm one of the people who's very, very prone to sensory overload. There's a lot of whispering and chatter going on. It's making it very difficult for me to focus.
Too many vaccines,
please,
maybe?
can we just, I know we're all fresh and
sitting
ready
in
to
a room
go,
full of
but can we
people then,
please just
buddy?
keep the chatter to a minimum? It's affecting my ability to focus. Thank you.
Thank you, comrade. Okay,
Thank
is
you,
there
comrade.
a speaker against name, chapter, pronoun?
Point of personal privilege.
Yes.
Please do not use gendered language to address everyone.
Oh my God.
So that's the
my
clip.
God.
That's the clip from the Charlie Robinson thing. It's like I'm listening, and it's like, please do not use gendered language.
Dude, gender language was here way before you, buddy.
Yeah.
Like that's just. I mean, there's languages that all their language is gendered.
There's also genders.
Yeah, exactly.
So I hate to point out the fucking obvious.
So how does that work in in Spanish, Latin languages? It's like, or German too. Like they're
Yeah.
either male or female connotated words,
L
right?
law. Have you heard of that?
L law. So what are we gonna have to switch the whole Spanish-speaking all Spanish-speaking languages to accommodate gendered language? Are we gonna have to have an additional whole cataclysm of words? I'm sure. I've never heard of you guys. Just
Are you
Spartans.
talking about lost genders or lost genders?
Lost-
Excuse me.
Yeah, but I don't, and I don't want to get into a whole thing. And God, please, you guys don't think we're like transphobic or homophobic here. That is not
No.
the
No,
fucking
not at
case
all.
at all. Some of my favorite people, my best friends, are freaking, and it's like, that's not it. That's not it at all. It's just okay. Anyway, let's just keep going. Fuck.
Okay.
Quick point of privilege once again. Hi, James Jackson, Sacramento DSA, he, him. I have already asked people to be mindful of the chatter of their comrades who are sensitive to sensory overload, and that goes double for the heckling and the hissing. It is also triggering to my anxiety.
Oh my God.
The be comradely isn't just for let's keep things civil or whatever. It's so that people aren't gonna get triggered and so that it doesn't affect their performance
Dude, you're
as a
triggering
delegate.
me, buddy.
You're triggering me. Like
Holy-
oh my God. I wouldn't be
What?
able to keep a straight face if I was in this
If your
room.
anxiety is that through the roof, why are you here?
Why are you here?
Why are you
standing
here
on a
trying to
podium in front of a microphone?
What
Maybe
what
it's
is
just
he
'cause-
him?
He, him.
He
Okay,
identifies
so
as-
I've seen that before, and I've met that before, and I get it too. Where you basically, when you introduce yourself to somebody or you meet somebody, you're supposed to specify which pronouns you prefer to be referred to as.
Like, so that I don't come to you and say, I'm Megan and I'm he, him.
I come from a simpler time, Megan.
I understand, but
Well, a little more biologically intuitive, perhaps.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. Anyway,
Boys have penises, girls have vaginas.
Your need to express yourself is important, but your need to express yourself should not trump
not anymore,
or
Ed.
over.
It's 2020.
I see that no one's clapping for me. It could be because I'm not engaging, but it also is because everyone's doing this. And that's really important because those loud bursts of noise, even though this is a noisy space, when we can do something like reducing that, that's really important. So please don't clap, shoot up these. We have a lot of
No
disabled
clapping.
comrades, and a lot of those are invisible disabilities.
Comrades?
You don't
Yeah,
know
it's
who it
comrades.
is that is having a more difficult time navigating this space, and this space was not created with all of their needs in mind. So it's up to us to modify that space to make sure that everybody is able to move in the ways that they need to move. And additionally, with the
home,
noise
maybe.
issue.
I'm just
go
wondering,
the fuck home
like,
if
is
that's
this-
big of an issue.
Is this like, your parents didn't understand you? Like, did I just get old? Or, like, what happened here? Because I liked rock and roll. My parents maybe didn't get that, but like.
He's definitely never had anybody rough him up.
Yeah, no.
He's definitely never had to be accountable for anything. He's definitely never been responsible for anything in his life. I can tell by the way he's talking.
I mean, and I don't. Who are these
But
comrades?
I wonder what happens to him if he ever comes across real life. Does he shoot his hands in the air? Do you think?
Yeah,
like when real life
probably.
comes at him, does he?
Probably.
to like avoid hissing, avoid waving banners, right? Because there's all sorts of things. If you don't know what to do, show up these, right? I'm sure there's lots of ways that we can communicate to each other without needing to rely on something that's going to hurt somebody else. We have quiet rooms that are available. There's a
Hurt
range of
somebody
options
else?
of these, right?
Why are we
Please
so
don't go
hurt so easily?
What?
What happened?
Yeah,
What happened?
yeah.
He's hurt.
Dude, I mean, I have children, and I'm sorry, but they gotta take one. You know, they can
You're
take
gonna
it.
have
That's
to
what you
figure
do.
out how to interact around human beings in the world.
Yeah, totally.
Maybe. And if you're that concerned with noise and banners and colors, movement, and people having individual traits, perhaps stay the fuck out of the indoor building where there's a bunch of people gathering together. Maybe.
I don't know, like, and
They're-
maybe this is like.
Maybe they feel. I think they feel powerful. Like they have this room of everyone
Mm-hmm.
who wants the same mindless, ridiculous, emotional baggage toting agenda.
That's absolutely true. I
Sure,
was listening to a podcast earlier today. Ricky Varandas from Ripple Effect Podcast
Nice.
had a guest on, and he was they were talking about how, like, you know, having Trump in office is like the best thing possible for these people because it gives them a platform to stand on. It gives them the outrage that they need to justify feelings of wanting to be powerful, right? And so yeah, like if we didn't have Trump, if we didn't have all these issues, if we didn't have all these problems that they are rallying against, then they would have to create ones in order to justify this power struggle that's going on inside their heads.
This is
man.
still fucking created. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I guess I'm still.
It defies logic. It defies understanding. It defies functionality in the real world. It defies being able to have communion and fellowship with fellow human beings. This is exclusionary, really.
And I'm maybe off of the topic a little bit, but like to me, like this life is boring, man. Like I mean, how I interact with people is we give each other shit. We have fun, man. We laugh. We have a good time. It was kind of
We
like
clap for each other when
Yeah,
someone
dude.
does well.
Come on, I don't know. I don't know why is everything so offensive. It's not. It's only offensive if you call it offensive. You get offended.
Yep.
Yep.
at space with anything that's like
Safe
an aggressive
spaces.
scent, for instance, right?
Aggressive
We don't want to
scent.
put people in stressful situations that they don't
This is
consent
exactly the shit that we're dealing with right now. We're gonna save every last life, man. We're gonna save
You
everything.
can't come out of your house until there's 0% chance that anybody will ever die.
Yeah, this is just garbage, man. Like life is risk. Life is risk. You get in a car, you're in risk. I mean,
Yep.
you go outside, I mean, you could get struck by lightning.
Yep.
I mean, you walk down the street and, you know, who knows? You might get mugged. I
Yep.
mean, anything could happen, but that's what makes life exciting and fun and good at the same time because good shit happens all the time, too.
Yep.
Well, I love what was it, Ziegler last week?
John Ziegler.
John Ziegler.
Okay, yeah. So, when he said about, you know, in your efforts to stop death, you've ended all relevant life.
Yep.
Totally.
And that is,
Totally.
there's the end of sentence. That is absolutely what's happened.
For
Yeah.
sure.
That
Yeah.
was the agenda. That's what they wanted.
In the pursuit of trying to not hurt everybody's feelings,
Yep.
you've ended the ability to feel
Yeah.
or experience any highs or lows.
Right.
Completely.
The ability to differentiate and to be able to have empathy for somebody else too. This is super self-serving, self-focused agenda. This isn't as much as psychologically what he is advocating for would seem as if it's inclusive and good for everybody, but really this is a very, very selfish, singular agenda, and it has to do with each of these. Anybody who's holding this mindset really is very self-focused on themselves, and it's to the exclusion of any other idea, any other humanity, any other way of doing things. There is this, and essentially, without them saying, this is a zero tolerance agenda. Also, this does play into
This
that.
is, I mean, exactly. And what you're saying is like last week's episode, where this is the echo chamber. This is the groupthink. This is like if you are not within our rules and regulations here, then you're not with us. You know, then you're not part of the program here. And the reality is we need to be all questioning each other at all the times and welcome each other's views.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
what
yeah.
makes us. That's what makes us life good and fun, and we learn.
Yep.
We don't learn if we all think the same.
Yep.
Life's bullshit.
Yep, absolutely.
We have quiet rooms that are available. There's a range of options of these, right? Please don't go into that space with anything that's like an aggressive scent, for instance, right? Because we don't want to put people in stressful situations that they don't consent to, right? And there are right-wing infiltrators who are trying to get in here, but it's going to be really traumatic for people if we're not making an affirmative
Traumatic?
effort to de-escalate each other.
Does he know what that
and
means?
de-escalate ourselves,
To
right?
be fair, it's traumatic to me watching it.
I would love to infiltrate one
It
of these.
hurts my
dude.
heart that my children are growing up in a society that
Yeah.
has this entrenched within it.
Is this just like an ad for self-schooling or for
Yeah.
homeschooling? This is
Yeah, this
if
is-
you
this
don't
is-
want your children to grow up to be these, just homeschool.
Keep
But
them
this
the hell
is-
out of public
But
school.
it's insane that this is the power structures right here. This
Totally.
this is Hollywood. This is the media. This is
Sure.
universities. That's what this is, dude.
Yeah, this is the us controlling ourselves.
This is lunacy. This is makes zero sense. This is this is human subversion. This is subversion from one's self.
Yeah.
This guy totally walked by someone and told on them for not wearing their mask today.
Yeah.
For
For
sure, that's
sure.
what that's what his
For
whole
sure.
that's what he's been doing lately.
Today.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Today.
Definitely.
Definitely.
And it's like I totally can get on board with what the principles are, just equal rights for everybody and just like
Sure.
just love and tolerance and accepting and all that stuff. But it's just like they don't practice that. They preach it, but they don't practice
Yeah.
it, man. Like I
Do you guys
try to
often-
be as accepting and tolerant and patient and loving as I possibly can to all people, regardless
Certainly.
of anything.
Definitely.
100% of the time,
We're
to the
all
best
about
of my
that.
ability. All right, let's see what else is going on here.
Take a deep breath. And feel better before you say anything. Don't really talk to anybody who doesn't have a credential, especially if they claim to be from the press.
Oh,
You have no idea
man,
who that
that's-
person
Yeah, they might be
Don't talk
right-wing
to anybody
infiltrators.
that has the credentials. Like,
Well, it's because he's saying that they might be right-wing infiltrators.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, what? But if this
feel like
is
I
so
can-
legit, what's the
That's an
fucking
issue.
problem?
Yeah, let's
What's
have a
your
conversation.
problem?
Let's have a conversation.
Let's
totally.
talk about it.
is. Please do not talk to anybody who identifies themselves as a member of the press without having credentials. Don't talk to cops. Don't talk
Yeah, I
to
mean,
MAGA.
okay, I agree. I agree with
We're
that.
almost
No,
there.
totally, I do
This-
agree with that.
I agree.
But thank you.
Here's the problem I have with it. Who the fuck is he to tell anybody what to do?
I don't know. He's I don't
Who
know.
this to me again, this is brainwashing. This is quiet brainwashing. Who
Sure.
is he to tell? He didn't say, well, the organization encourages, this is what we advocate.
Well,
he's
he's-
telling people that don't traumatize people by having a scent. A scent, like people aren't allowed to have a scent that belongs to their own
Or he's
personal.
probably saying like perfume. Don't wear perfume. I've
But,
gotten that before.
Okay, regardless
I don't
though.
wear perfume, but I've been told.
And
like,
that's
yeah.
the traumatizing.
You smell beautiful, Scott.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it, man.
But again, that's people who are so easily offended they can't smell other people. If you don't like how someone smells, fuck off.
Yeah.
Move.
Well, here's the thing. It's like, okay, how did he get in this position? Why is he behind the microphone? He has virtue signaled his way into that position. He tells them what they want to hear. That makes him feel all warm and fuzzy inside over a long enough period of time to where he has, he's got, they look at him as an esteemable person that represents their cause, and now he's in front of the microphone.
He is,
saying this
but to
stuff.
hear him speak from someone that lives
he's
in
the most
reality,
virtuous of them all.
and yet he has no esteem and he sounds like a fool.
I would love to have him on the show.
Ooh.
Whoever this guy is, like somebody, if anybody knows who this guy is, I would love to have you on a guest, man. And we're not ripping on you just because, we're not ripping on you.
Are we
dude.
not?
I would love
I am.
to have a conversation. dude.
I am totally
love
ripping
to
on
have
him.
a conversation.
I'd like to talk to
And we
you
will
too,
not,
buddy.
we will not raise our voices. We will not wear any scents. We will keep our hands.
I'm
in the
gonna
air.
keep smelling like I smell.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. And so it'll be a civil discourse.
We're going to be visited
capable of
tomorrow
that?
by some MAGA protesters. Is there anybody here who's done abortion clinic escort work? By all means, don't talk to cops if there are cops there for any reason at all, right? And if you do see someone talking to cops, let the marshals know.
He's a marshal.
We are
Oh,
safe and we are
God.
strong because there's power in collective
Brainwashing.
work.
Bam.
Ew.
Wow. There you go.
Ew.
So, do they have any idea what
Ew.
communism, socialism is? Have they ever read a history book? Do they know Lenin and all the hundreds and millions of people that have died throughout human history in the name of it? Do you think do they have it figured out? Is it going to be different this time? I don't
Well,
get it.
I want to be to be fair.
To be
like,
fair.
Well,
like,
he's a marshal when that all happens,
Yeah.
though, so he's not worried.
Yeah.
Of course not. To be fair though, I'm just gonna just what I talked about, the echo chamber, my history, man. I jumped on the Bernie bandwagon
Yeah.
when that happened because these people, they want something different. They kind of grew up in shit.
Yeah.
I get that. So this is a different way. So I get that they're going for a different form of government because their government hasn't
Which
really
I'm
served
down
them.
for. I'm down
They
for
haven't.
that.
It hasn't served them. So I get that. But But this shit, man, like, I don't know. Am I that out of touch? Is this really how shit is? Is that real? I mean, I guess it's real because it's a video, but is that like this? To me, there's got to be one off. Like, people can't like does this how people interact?
And you can't feed into insanity. So people are going to do what they do. People are going to do it with like-minded individuals and get on camera all over the freaking place. And it's important to maintain reality.
Yeah.
It's important to maintain and to fight for and uphold and to be against the loss of individuality and to be against the idea that we can't, like, he's basically saying, don't speak for yourselves.
Yeah.
He's essentially saying, don't be, period. Don't be, and ask permission. And if anybody's doing something you think that is beyond just being, make sure you let a marshal know.
Yeah.
To me, this is guy like it's like I'm like I always like punk rock growing up and like loud in your face and stuff like that. And I'm gonna guess. By the way, if you guys that didn't know, me and Megan met 30 minutes before the first episode we recorded.
We did.
So I'm gonna kind of make a guess that you probably like maybe some Grateful Dead, like some of that direction a little bit.
Not
you know?
Grateful Dead,
Okay.
actually.
Well, good. I like you. I like that.
Oh, good. I was like, I don't know
like,
any of their. I was forced to listen to two of their songs
but
once.
Scott, I know you play in a country band. Like, here's the
That
deal.
shall remain nameless.
Like that. This guy to me is like saying, we only play indie rock.
And it's not a
people
country
don't play
band.
indie
I think
rock,
that gives me a bad
if
connotation.
people
It is
don't
not
play
a country
indie
band.
rock, then they're not with us. They're
Yeah.
against us.
Yes.
Only the people that play indie rock.
I would say our music is a lot more indie rock than it is country. That's
Well, I was just giving
I
an
know.
example.
I know.
Scott, you know I love your
I know,
band.
I know.
And
I'm
in
trying to-
addition, I would not
we
call
all-
them. You just like put you in a pigeonhole of a.
Well, I'm just trying to
country
get away
band.
from the right wing extremist label, and so if you just say I'm in a country band, that just seals the case against me. Dude.
I
I'm
would
trying
say you're in a masculine
Yeah.
country.
not country. We have one country-ish.
I mean, they
song.
do all wear MAGA hats.
I would say that.
Oh no, they'll never.
Not even.
No.
I
Cue
couldn't help it. I couldn't
cue the
help
hate
it.
mail Monday morning.
Damn.
All right, guys, we will catch you on Sunday.
Woo!
Bam.
Bam.